We're gonna be talking about a couple of
Dead
other
Space.
Dead Space. Before I was going to Dead Space,
Damn it. I take it back.
you screwed it up, bro. You just let me do my thing, bro.
I wanted to do my thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ground Zero podcast, the official podcast of Lobby Zero, the Ground Zero for gaming. And today we are back for episode number 8, and which is 9 episodes in. So I feel like I have to clarify this every single time we say the episode number.
Just don't say 9 episodes. Just stick with the 8. Stick with the number.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I think we are like after 0 till 9 episodes right now,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
So, but I guess going forward, we're just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I mean, zero was an introduction. You don't have to count it.
Yeah, but it was a
Yeah.
good episode. I feel like it was a good first episode. So
Good
I think
zero
that's how we
episode.
count it. Good zero.
I mean,
episode.
this episode is pretty similar to that episode.
Yeah,
In the case
exactly.
that would be talking about.
Exactly. I think
Throwback.
this
Throwback.
one's going to be pretty exciting because it's all about EA Play, and Vibhav was the one who brought it to our attention, and it was something that I think only he actually got the jump on first, and he watched the whole thing. I think.
You're saying this like you were just not hoping EA to give anything.
No, I mean, it just happened to be that Vibhav was the first one to jump on it, and
He beat us to it.
he beat us to it. Yeah, exactly. We're all avid followers of everything gaming. It's just that he was the first one to it. But so a lot of cool things happened. We're gonna be talking about Battlefield. We're gonna be talking about Apex Legends. We're gonna be talking about a couple of
Dead
other
Space.
Dead Space. Before I was going to Dead Space,
Damn it. I take it back.
you screwed it up, bro. You just let me do my thing, bro.
I wanted to do my thing.
It's either when the episode is about to start. It's like every time about to say 3, 2, 1. There's something that happens.
This
Rewind.
will be the intro of this episode.
Clip that.
Zach is like, clip that shit. What was like intro of the episode? Like, clip that.
But yeah. So we're gonna talk about Apex Legends and a new game that has come out that I think Zara just mentioned, which is
Lost
called
and random.
Lost and Random. And then we're gonna get into Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Yeah, there we go. And finally, we're gonna touch on the one and only.
Da, 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 da.
You forgot, didn't you?
Trouble.
It's
Halo.
Halo.
Infinite.
That was the most. That was the least impactful.
Halo.
What do you want me to do? I can't do like Halo or something.
That was
Halo.
That just
exactly what you
doesn't-
were supposed to do. That was exactly what you were supposed to do. We're all being extremely.
Bling, 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 bling.
Okay, stop. So we are going into this EA Play discussion, and it is going to be nothing but awesome. If you're a gamer and if you're on the Ground Zero podcast, you're in the right place. Some really cool stuff to talk about. I was gonna say the S word, but I didn't. So
But you can. That's fine, right?
yeah, but
It's a natural part of human processes.
there's
in
a
the
lot of
daily-
natural things about me that I cannot display or let out.
Lobby Zero is a very family friendly.
Absolutely, we are gonna be the favorite
Yeah.
brand out there. But
Watch it with your dad and
And your kids.
yeah.
okay, we're pushing it a little bit because we have crossed the line a couple of times before on the podcast. But I'm gonna start off with Battlefield. Okay, the first time when I saw Battlefield 3, that was the first Battlefield that I actually saw because I just wasn't really that into Battlefield. Well, until I saw Battlefield 3. Honestly, I was mind blown the first time I saw Battlefield 3 because like the scale of the game was just ridiculous. And then 4 took it to the next level with like I'm a little unsure if it was 3 or 4 that brought in the map changing events, like the stuff where you can take down the building, you can detonate the pillars, the foundations of the
I
building, and
think
then
it
the
was
whole thing
4.
falls. Yeah, I
What?
think
It was already
4.
there before.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't 3.
I think it's just a lot more. It's a lot
Yeah.
more implemented in a
Mhm.
deeper way, like now with the
Yeah.
destructibility
Wow.
of the assets. But 4, I think I saw the trailer for 4, and I think 4, if I'm not wrong, also upped the player
Destruction.
the player limit. Like it's the one that's the one that brought in, I think, 128, if I'm not wrong, 128 players into the
Whoa.
scene. I could be wrong, but if I'm not wrong, that's the one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and that player limit and the trailer they created around the sheer size of the map and the scale of it, the number of players that you can drop in with, and yeah, like the destructibility. So I think these are like specific moments in the battle that happens where, as you're progressing through the different checkpoints, or for the lack of a better word, progressing through that, there's a point where you have to take down an infrastructure. And with the one that I saw with the building, like it was like this, looked like 100-story building, but the whole thing just collapsing completely, and it complete chaos. Like that was some really crazy shit. So when I saw 2042 and I saw the main reveal for Battlefield 2042, I was like, holy cow, because they've essentially taken all of these things, upped it like crazy. And I think it's if I'm not wrong, an all online experience. And I was a little doubtful about how people were gonna take that in, but it seemed like, from what everyone saw in the trailer and the footage, they're pretty excited about the fact that this is all online, because they feel like it's justified with the stuff that EA is, I mean, what am I saying, DICE is bringing into this situation. So yeah, 2042 as a base game looks ridiculous. I think it's got a pretty positive reception. But Portal is what was announced this time during EA Play. And Battlefield 2042 Portal is basically a fully customizable server. Okay, what it brings to the table is a fully customizable server. So it uses assets from the base game 2042, the latest one, Battlefield 3, and Bad Company 2, and 1942. So it's all these different games from back in the day. They're pulling it in, and they're completely revamping. Well, not completely revamping. It's more like optimizing the way these maps are rendered to take advantage of the latest hardware that we've got. So essentially, what this means is that you can have like World War II soldiers fighting in an extremely futuristic setting. Okay,
Damn.
that's just one like iteration of
Combination.
what's possible. Yeah, one
Yeah, and
permutation.
you can basically also change like the logic of the games, right? So basically
Exactly.
manipulating gravity.
What physics? Oh wow. You can
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
mess
and
with
like
physics.
guns
the
are like
yeah,
infinite ammo.
exactly.
Dude, that is
The customization is on a completely different level. So what they've done is they've allowed the player to access like this visual scripting tool that allows you to modify the project code of this server. So then you use this logic, you use the code logic to create different
Maps.
permutations and like
Yeah.
setups. And you can have like a sniper only server, you can have old tanks versus new tanks only. And it's the craziest thing is, the first thing that hit my mind is GTA, because like the stuff that GTA allows you to do with their base game, and then allowing you to, I think there's static coming in again.
oh shit.
Where's
Is it
that?
me?
Yeah. But no, I think we're good now. But yeah, so like this ridiculous level of customization is what blows my mind, because you can modify like damage values, sprint speed, jump height, all these little things. You can even make like a zombie mode where one. So in this whole server, you can have like one player with the guns, and like the rest of the players only melee. And so you can create all kinds of like permutations. So the possibilities seem pretty endless. Like I think the dev team was interviewed, and they asked them like, "Have you hit the limit yet on what are the permutations that you can create?" And they're like, "We still haven't hit the roof." So it seems endless at the moment. And they even did the survey with their players to figure out which maps they want to bring in. So they brought in apparently the most critically acclaimed ones. So yeah, I
But
mean those
they
are the
don't
main
allow
things.
you to change the map though. That's like a
Ye-
slight bummer.
Change the map in the sense you mean terrain and like
Yeah.
sort of.
So basically, when you compare this concept to the other game, that's Halo. Halo has this whole neat concept called Forge mode, where you can basically change like everything.
Anything, bro. Like
Yeah, you could.
literally, you're talking about as if this game changed the thing, but people forget Halo Forge did it first. Full on customize
Exactly.
everything you said. Sprint, like melee only, sniper, tank versus tank, whatever. Everything
I
you can do in Forge.
I could basically so recently I just got MCC because I wanted to play Halo 3. So they have in this update added a custom browser thing, and you
Hmm.
can still find full lobbies of people playing Halo Reach zombie mode, where like one guy versus unlimited sprinting zombies, and you have
Oh
to
man,
shoot them
that,
down.
that's scary, bro.
So you
The
can
it, it's
you can change
yeah.
up the terrain as well, like
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
everything.
move rocks, place rocks in here,
you
like
you
a
could
small
you can move
hill, that
weapon
kind of shit.
spawns, you can move
Yeah,
every
structures.
bit.
You can build structures, like like a place where you can, like a sniper's den kind of thing.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
people are very creative with all of this. So
dude. Yeah.
basically, one of these mode is just you know you are a player with like that gravity hammer, and you have to struck down this whole pile of debris on top of which people are standing, and it's called Jenga. So basically
Hmm.
this guy has to strike down the whole pillar of stuff with his own things that he's shooting at that pillar,
Oh
and
wow.
then you have to try to stand on top of that whole mess.
But I guess it's more about, I guess, how many players can go into
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Not
that's
okay.
the
Yeah,
part
not
where
128. Like probably like
it's
Yeah.
it's like
15, 20.
16. Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
guessing map size as well would.
No,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
that
not it's not massive, but it's pretty big actually, but not massive. Yeah.
Halo Reach introduced this thing called Forge World. So basically,
Hmm.
if a person wanted to just like create a capture the flag map, there was a section for it. If you wanted to create like a racing track, there was a section for it.
Hmm.
But you could basically access the entire map at the same time. That was
Does
the beauty of
do they
Halo
allow to
Reach.
bring in elements from the previous games and stuff?
I
They
mean,
really don't.
usually same stuff. They just
Okay.
enhance the previous game stuff,
Yeah.
Right.
and
I
and the
mean,
thing is
like
like
how
I,
Halo 3's Valhalla map was just basically Blood Gulch, but better. So like
Hmm.
they do reinvent on
Right.
stuff,
Yeah. I
but
guess
it's a fundamentally very different game from Battlefield. So yeah, I get
yeah.
that why they wouldn't
Yeah,
go for it
exactly. I
there.
I mean,
mean,
one plus thing is it's offline. It's not online. You can play that shit offline. Like I used to spend a lot of my days, instead of playing the story mode or playing an actual game with people, I'm just building shit. I'm building worlds. I have insane worlds where just tanks are levitating in the air, and if you shoot it, it drops on people. So we set up insane creative ways to make a challenge in the game. It's really fun
right.
creating stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think something interesting about this is custom servers. These custom servers will also allow for crossplay, so that should be really
Ooh.
interesting. So, so,
Sure.
and with regard to the customization bit, it's basically that you can create these logics and different permutations of maps and stuff like that, and then you can share it with your friends online through the website that they do have that they're gonna host. And so if you have like a problem, because this can get pretty complicated according to what the different logics are going to allow you to do. But if you have an issue setting up one type of logic and one type of scenario, you can just stop where you are, send that file over, and then your friend can fix it up and send it back to you, and like you can collaborate to make up these crazy things.
Wait, how easy is it to create these worlds? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. So like the footage that I've seen in how the, I don't know if it's footage or screenshots that I've seen, but the screen, like the snapshots do seem a little, at least for my taste, a little complicated.
Yeah, I expected that. That's the thing.
But I think
like,
it's for the true fans. I think it's for the true Battlefield fans that this is really like catering to. I mean, obviously there's because the level of detail is ridiculous, but I think there's some crazy things that you can do that even new people would be really interested in if they learn the way to manipulate logic. I think it'd be
So
pretty dope.
it could be a really good gateway for people who are just interested in learning how these games work. Like
Yeah.
just how
Hmm.
Source Engine was basically just free, which is why we got like Gary's mod, then the game that ultimately became Portal and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's always good when developers bring in players to have a bit of fun with the tools.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty exciting. But that's pretty much it. I think for Battlefield Portal, from the things that I saw. I don't know if I'm missing anything. If you guys have seen anything, bring it up. But like at the end of the day, I think this is gonna just be like a different level of customization that like Battlefield players have not seen before. So, and it's gonna be really exciting because of the different things that they can create and the different settings that they can create. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wait, one thing I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Is it only for PC or PlayStation?
No, so if
and
cross,
console?
no, if like the
Yeah, it's
crossplay is
cross
allowed,
play,
right?
right?
So it's across different platforms.
So you can build the worlds on your console.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, right. If I'm not
How
wrong.
easy would it be to build it on a console though?
Yeah.
Not easy.
So I'm thinking.
I don't know.
No, I think it won't be that hard if Forge could do it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds okay. I haven't seen anything, so the way Isaac described it sounds kind of like complicated. It doesn't sound like Forge. Forge is literally like picking up a controller.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can move the joystick and place anything anywhere. It's so simple. So it doesn't sound like
Forge
that.
was just groundbreaking.
But
in
I
all
think
the
Dude,
games.
yeah.
It also
No game
depends
has
on
done that. right?
it depends on how deep you want to go, probably with the
Yeah.
modifications. So that might be
Yeah,
a
I
thing
hope
as
that
well.
they figure out a way to make it more
Easier and
accessible.
accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
User friendly. Yeah.
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 So that's it for Battlefield Portal. But what is the same with Apex? Honestly, I haven't I haven't been in the Apex scene a lot or checked it out much, but this specific release got a lot of traction, and I've seen a lot of noise around. So Zara,
Especially because of
Definitely,
like the
because
last.
the new season 10 Emergence is coming out on the 3rd of August.
Yeah.
And with every season in Apex, you get a new legend, and we're also getting a new gun this time. So it's really, really exciting. So the new legend is called Seer, and we saw this beautiful cinematic trailer of him. We haven't seen any gameplay yet, so we don't know many of the details. I think that's coming out tomorrow, Monday. Yeah. But from what I saw from the cinematic trailer itself, this is Seer's going to be another recon character, another tracker after Bloodhound. As far as I know, his passives are the ability to sense the enemy's heartbeats when he ADSs, when he aims down sight. And when he senses a heartbeat, he can activate his tactical ability and send these micro drones to track down the location of this enemy. So he's got like this
damn.
micro drone technology thing, which also plays into his ultimate, where he creates like a dome using hundreds of drones, and like multiples of enemies can be tracked within that dome area. Some really beautiful stuff in the cinematic itself. I mean, it makes me pine for an Apex Legends animated movie, but yeah, some beautiful stuff. Seer is, I think, the third African legend to be added to the game after Lifeline and Bangalore. He's got like this Afro-futuristic theme with his high-tech drones. And yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool to see how this plays into the game, especially with the ALGS, that's the Apex Legends Global Series Championship Year 2 being announced. We also have a new gun called the Rampage. It's Rampart's new invention, the Rampage LMG, which looks like it can be amped with a thermite. Now, a thermite is like a
Yeah,
molly.
the throwable, right? The
Yeah,
fire.
it's throwable.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
grenade, and it's like a molly. So basically, like the Sentinel sniper can be charged up with shield cells. I think this can be charged up with the thermite. So that's gonna be a cool new addition, really interesting new addition. And plus, I'm
Yeah.
sure Rampart gets her advantages with it, with her I don't know, her 15%
Yeah.
mag size boost and 25% faster reload speed for LMGs. And all of this is going to be released on the 3rd of August as a part of the Season 10 Emergence Update. We'll get to see a lot more gameplay of it on the 26th. That's Monday. That's tomorrow.
Wait, but so you mentioned the CEO was like the second recon characters, what you said, after Bloodhound,
Not
right?
the second recon
the
character.
second.
There are 4 more recon characters. No,
Yeah.
he'll be the second tracker after Bloodhound.
Second tracker. Okay.
Tracker.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
he's more stealth oriented. So basically, when you use
Yeah.
Bloodhound, literally everyone in the surrounding
Everyone
knows
knows
that.
with the
Yeah.
scan.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
So this guy is more like in the shadows and
His
hiding
tiny
behind the
drones going
cover.
everywhere. I really love the whole moth symbolism that they've got with him. He's got some really aesthetic. He has a really
Yo,
aesthetic
did
kit.
you see that cinematic trailer for him?
Yeah, I
It was
did.
apparently made by the guy who's directed Zima Blue for Netflix's
Oh,
Navratri.
damn. Yeah, I see like the resemblance in the character as well. He's
It was
especially with the whole fluidity of his movement, the way he dances and all. It's very cool. It's
it,
very, very cool.
it is very impressive what Apex does with these stories from the outlines. It could be a Netflix series of its own.
Definitely. I'm pining for an Apex animated movie. Like, I really
Yeah.
want that to happen.
How far away from reality do you think that is? Because I feel like I've heard this a lot. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of time, honestly.
No, I think so. The aspect of it is they are releasing these, 4 to 5 minute clips, for
Right.
every season promotion.
Right.
That would be the average length for something that is like a Love Death Robots episode. So I think in a way, it's
They're already doing it.
But that way,
seems
even Dota used to have like tiny cinematics, right? Used to have them
Yeah.
at and also,
Maybe-
and now have their own series on Netflix. So I think it's just a matter of time before Apex.
Yeah, maybe when the world is completely fleshed out and settled in.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when I was a lot younger and I used to think about, so I had a phase when I used to write like stories and shit.
Yeah, yes. Adam and
I know the feeling.
Noah, Adam. So a bunch of situations.
Man, am I
that I
in
used to
that
think
phase right now?
No, so I used to have the thing, and I always had this thing because I was gaming, and then I was writing, and I also used to I used to be crazy about movies and stuff. I was like, I still am, but I used to watch a lot of film, and I was so fascinated about the transference of these mediums. Like, okay, like a book made into a movie, or a movie has a book, and then how a movie gets made into a game, and all these things. But I always felt like a game being adapted into one of these things just wasn't happening enough. I think Halo had books based off of it at one point. So
They had
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
too.
They planned movies, right? They didn't really make it.
No, I
like
think
it
there was a
fell off.
series post Halo 4, which was on Netflix.
The Dawn, no, the Dawn something.
Something.
It's about
It was very forgettable.
Yeah, it was okay. That's why we don't remember it. But
Yeah.
I forgot who the
You know what
director
I-
was.
You know what I remember from Halo that has become its own thing? It's called Red versus Blue. And it's just it's a YouTube series.
Yeah.
Just some guys going around in Blood Gulch and making jokes about how stupid the whole Halo multiplayer
So
thing is.
I was just remembering how back then I always felt like, man, the transference from gaming to the other mediums just wasn't happening enough, and like I felt like even if it was, the quality
was trash.
the quality was still
Need for Speed.
lacking.
Prince of Persia. doesn't even
Oh,
remember
dude.
that.
Okay, Prince of Persia. I like it. I liked it. Jake Gyllenhaal. Like I loved it. I'm a huge
Also,
fan.
Assassin's
The
Creed.
movie was okay.
No, Assassin's Creed, no.
I liked Assassin's Creed also. Michael Fassbender was fine. Like no, people say like it's not great, but it's not terrible like people claim
Yeah.
it to be. You know, the music was good and
No, so that's what I'm saying.
Was-
I'm not
yeah.
taking a complete dump on it, but what I'm saying is like I just really wanted
think the
this
translation
higher
didn't
quality
work
of
out as
talent.
well.
Yeah, higher quality of execution on those things. But then I think it's slowly starting to happen now, and I think Apex within the original spaces, especially with these kinds of things, like these shorts that they're creating.
Yeah,
and,
they
like,
have wonderful narratives. They have wonderful narratives. They could really turn this into something cool.
exactly. So I'm excited to see what happens there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
too.
going back to our EA Play announcements, one more thing that I'm really excited about. I'm really excited of seeing Seer, how the coming of Seer affects the ALGS gameplay, compy gameplay. Like for example, last season we saw with Valkyrie, in the Apex Legends Global Series, we saw early rotations, late rotations being so much easier with Valkyrie's ultimate. And I want to see how Seer is going to be used in the ALGS as well. I want to know, I want to see if Apex, like, Respawn follows the same format that they have followed earlier, as like when they introduce these characters, when they introduce the new guns, they're like really overpowered so that they create hype around them, and then everyone's gonna play these guns, and then they
Do they though?
So I want to see how that goes for these two.
so they nerf the guns after that.
Yeah, they do.
They,
It happened with the bolt
I
type.
think it's just about them introducing those characters in the meta and then figuring out if this works or not. Because
It's just to build up the hype, right?
Yeah.
So
is it though? But because they decided to bring in Fuse while he wasn't.
Oh, that was so sad.
Nobody plays that guy.
Yeah, that was so
Yeah,
sad.
Zach and I have no context.
we're like, okay.
Fuse, yeah.
Yeah, that Australian guy.
We don't even know that. Yeah, I'm curious. What's the story behind this new Seer? Like, there's always a character. Yeah.
As far as the cinematic shows us, he talks a lot about hope and growth as a person, and we see him use there's a lot of moth symbolism. There aren't many details about his story or where he's come from, but he seems like a very mysterious character that I want to know more about, definitely.
Yeah,
Well,
they didn't
hope.
drop anything
Like,
when it comes to lore.
The post we pushed out in Lobby Zero IG, the news post, he looked like a vampire. Like, he looked kind of creepy. So it's funny that you said hope. I cannot put
Hope,
both of them together.
I think
Don't judge a
more
book by its
tied
cover.
I think it's more tied into the lore that surrounds Apex. The World's Edge map, which is like sort of going through a change right now, because of
By the way,
corporation affecting it.
Yeah, you see, even in the loading screens, you see Bloodhound looking at Harvester, and I'm just like, are they gonna change Harvester?
I think they are. They're trying to put in a message of how Hammond has sort of destroyed the nature.
Yeah.
Who's Hammond?
Hammond is like the
Hammond Labs. Isn't that Jurassic Park?
We're gonna go into a whole another tangent here. But does Apex Legends have like Easter eggs and stuff? Have they done anything?
Definitely. They literally just had the teaser for Seer, where you could on the maps, like on World's Edge and Olympus, in certain areas, you could find like a beating heart for Seer, and then if you click E on it, it just goes up. It creates the microdrones. It creates like this really cool sort of moth with the microdrones, and then you receive gun charms, cosmetics with it. Yeah.
But doesn't that give away your location in game? Like, there's a giant moth above you.
That's why it's only in public games.
There's always like 10 people gathering just to see that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, so there's no shooting, no fighting. Everyone just stops and stares.
Sweaty people do fire, but like
every time I've found it, there's never been another team around. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, like I said, ALGS has been announced, the Apex Legends Global Series, and this is really exciting for year 2 because this will also feature console players for the first time. So it offers pro players a chance to compete from any platform. And this is a $5 million prize pool, by the way, guys.
Oof.
God damn.
So
Wait,
the
Damn.
five
But
preseason
million.
do you
qualifiers.
think this is
What's the-
concerning that they are going to put console versus PC on the same
Yeah,
platform?
so see, I think like in rank, like in pubs, it's expanding beyond PC for the first time in ALGS history, but they're gonna have um all controller players competing using PC value aim assist settings. It's to maintain competitive integrity, like regardless of the
True,
platform.
true. I get that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that was possible to find equilibrium between, because every time I jump on Warzone, I'm getting my ass beat.
Honestly,
mean-
even if it's control, we just be like, that guy's a PC player. That guy's a
PC
PC player.
Shouldn't like console players have an advantage though, just due to aim assist?
No, so where you gain an aim assist, you lose in movement. So
Yeah.
I feel like they've reached a sort of balance over there.
True. Yeah, I mean Apex is more about how well you can, change the fight in your favor.
In your favor. So it's a lot more strategy, it's a lot more movement.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a lot
a completely different game than COD where 4 headshots and you're dead.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, that's why Shroud called it his favorite game. So just say.
you just wanted to mention that.
I did. I wanted to mention that Shroud called it his favorite.
It's in a
platform.
script.
It's in my script.
I mean, it's a really good game. I think Apex is running with like a very solid formula for battle royals that doesn't make it very battle royale. I mean, like Fortnite and all those games, they've sort of stagnated in terms of battle royale, so they're branching out into, doing these events and stuff like that. While Apex Legends does, introduce these characters that can definitely change the core gameplay in itself and still, count as a very solid battle royale while they're doing that.
Right. That's a fair point. So, what about this other game that we were talking about? What was it called again?
Yeah, the newer game that they announced, Lost in Random. So at EA Play, we saw the brand new gameplay trailer for the Tim Burton-esque adventure Lost in Random, and it's got like this dark fantasy world theme and a very unique card-powered battle system. So basically, as you explore the world, you build up like a range of like an arsenal of cards to use against enemies in real time. It's third-person
Okay.
combat. So like maybe you have like a hammer card, and then the hero, Odd, will receive a massive mod to smash her enemies, or maybe summon a bubble shield for protection, and so on. It's coming to PC and consoles, including the Switch, on the 10th of September.
Sweet. Okay. So what does it mean by Tim Burton-esque? Like in terms of,
Have you seen Tim Burton movies?
I've heard about his stuff. I just haven't seen his stuff.
You
It's a
haven't
very-
watched like Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride? No?
No.
Okay, so it's like, think about dark cutesy.
Yeah, it's a very surreal approach to horror,
Definitely.
but
Okay.
it's a very psycho surreal. So when you said that, another game that popped to my mind was Psychonauts, which is getting a sequel. Finally, Psychonauts 2 is coming out, and just like the original game, I just hope this game gets more support right now, because it's a mind-blowing game in itself. What it does is all of the levels are placed inside the minds of the people that you're with, and so basically you're exploring their minds, and like emotional baggage is like a literal bag, and then figments are like figments of imagination are like these figments, and then you're like exploring this mind of a military veteran. It's
Wow.
like just a constant battlefield, and you have to like dodge and weave around.
It looks really aesthetic. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
I-
Psychonauts 2 is probably going to be the next best thing after Psychonauts, hopefully. But Psychonauts recently has become one of my favorite platformers.
Look, I just checked up Tim Burton and I realized I've watched Edward Scissorhands. So
No,
I get
yeah,
what, I
yeah,
get what you're
Edward
talking about.
Scissorhands.
Oh wait, Zach, you didn't know Tim Burton this whole time?
No, I've heard of Tim Burton, but I couldn't connect the films that he made. Sweeney Todd also,
Todd,
but I
yeah.
didn't watch it. But I'm very
I
familiar.
watched the
Alice
play
in
Sweeney
Wonderland
Todd.
was Tim Burton, right?
What's that?
Alice in Wonderland?
Wait,
What?
it was?
Really?
I think so.
I
I-
don't see it. I don't see it in his list.
I think one movie that I had watched was Frankenweenie by
Yeah.
Yeah, Frankenweenie. Yeah.
yeah.
The 2010 Alice in Wonderland, with the short, big-headed red queen. That's Tim
Yeah, I
Burton.
don't think I watched the 2010.
Disney Dumbo is by Tim Burton. Why are we talking about movies by the way?
Batman's with Tim
But,
Burton, right? The old one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so
Wait, how
it's
is
because
that not even?
random has that aesthetic to it.
Gotcha. Cool.
The hell
So
was that? We're gonna cut that out.
No, we'll keep it.
yeah,
The
I'm-
official movie podcast.
I'm trying to.
Cool.
I'm just trying to liven it up, bruh.
You did it.
Yeah. So
Man,
Chris,
I gotta stop this shit.
Chris, bruh,
What's up?
bruh.
What's good, bro? What's good?
There was this game that I used to watch about.
Watch.
Yeah. So, are you guys familiar with this channel called Just Kidding Films?
No.
Sounds like something you'd watch.
So, so it's basically a channel that was run by two Asian guys, and they were from Vietnam, and now they have a whole team and they're a big thing now. But one of these guys used to role play as an old Vietnamese uncle and play. Chris is like, where is this going? How is this a segue for me?
I'm trying to connect the dots.
Connect the dots.
Oh, Vietnamese
Old
dude.
Vietnamese guy in Dead Space.
But yeah, so this guy used to role play as an old Vietnamese uncle who would play video games and freak out when he screws up, and it's like this very unique kind of humor. And I think I've played Dead Space on the phone. Like they released it on mobile, right? They released Dead Space on mobile.
What?
If I'm not wrong. On iOS.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
What?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And on iOS, they did.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
what?
that was-
Recently?
No,
Or, like,
not
back then?
recently,
A while
it was
back.
then.
Wow.
That was like
Yeah.
one of the first proper mobile games that I've played on iPhone
4. You had a 4.
4
Oh,
and then
you had a
6.
6?
So I think I played it on 6. But yeah, so basically that was my first introduction to Dead Space. And I really like the game. I like the aesthetic of the game. I'm generally not into horror. Like that's just not my thing. And Chris knows. But I really like that game. So I believe Dead Space just got announced again.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
What you got
So-
for us, home?
I
mean-
just one sec. I'm
Yeah.
still confused how Just Kidding Films played any role in that story.
You'll have to check it out. There's the one
We
guy.
will-
I don't know.
we'll
I don't
play
think
it.
it was Just Kidding Films. I think it was one of the main guys in Just Kidding Films who had another channel and played it. But yeah,
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be playing it.
but that
background.
was one heck of a
But-
segue. But yeah, go on.
So yeah, so Dead Space. Honestly, I completely forgot about Dead Space for a while now. Like I played the first game long
that's
back.
A great way to start.
Yeah, I mean, like it died like almost
Yeah,
a decade
no.
ago, right? Like it
Nobody's
just
going
suddenly
to
up
blame
and
you.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it ended in a huge cliffhanger, like a huge cliffhanger. And I mean, can we spoil it? Like it's been 9 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead,
8
go
years.
ahead. Nobody
So,
cares
yeah.
about Dead Space 3 anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it received a lot of backlash. I mean, not backlash, a lot of criticism because it moved away from its horror elements into like a full-on action game. So yeah, the original Dead Space,
I
though,
mean, it was
on-
also broken though. Like Dead Space
Oh.
3 was thoroughly broken because they didn't want to add multiplayer, and EA was like, okay, your game is
Micro.
too scary and nobody's going to buy it, so add multiplayer. And they had like a really cool idea to go with it. They wanted to explore like this fragmented mind of Isaac and make it into like the second player is like his visions of a different person. But that never panned out, and which is why the
Bruh,
whole thing feels.
I knew the guy's name was Isaac. That should have been the bloody segue. I've got this.
I was literally just thinking about that.
Oh
The mind
my
of
God.
Isaac. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, the protagonist. I got the same name, bruh. I went for the Vietnamese uncle.
Vietnamese uncle. Yeah. I mean, dude, the first game, like, oof, like the vibes you get from it. Like, I'll be honest, I haven't got past like the first bit of the game because I'm a scaredy cat. It is too scary for my liking. Like, I would love to try and push further on the easiest difficulty, but I still can't because it's really eerie, and really scary. Like, it really
looks
nailed it.
mind blowing for its
Yeah.
era.
gory?
Sorry?
Is it gory?
It is.
Yes, it is very
so
gory.
the aspect is that these necromorphs, you cannot shoot them in the head. That does nothing.
Yeah, you have to,
You have to cut off
dismember
their
them.
limbs.
Yeah.
And you are this engineer stuck on this dilapidated ship. So basically your whole thing is this gun that basically shoots like 3-pointer thing, whatever it's called. I forgot.
Like a disc kind of shit, right? Like it cuts the limbs.
It's basically like a cutting or whatever.
So convenient.
Yeah. It's like his tool was made for it.
Yeah. I mean, I watched a couple of videos how, like, them talking about how you wouldn't survive a necromorph invasion. Like, the whole story behind this is so interesting. Like the idea, the whole Fermi's paradox, how why you don't see any other life in space, why you don't find alien life. There are many theories, like, maybe there's a certain threshold where a civilization can grow to, and then they'll either self-destruct or, you can't go past it. And that's why either we are the first intelligent life in the universe, or we're the last, or there are many, many theories, right? So this game is kind of an answer to that question. One answer, which is the Brethren Moon. So these Brethren Moons are apparently millions and millions of years old. No one knows what came first, the Brethren Moon or life itself. So these Brethren Moons, what they do is they send out these objects called the marker. The humans call it the marker. So they send these objects to planets that they feel like could harbor life in the future. So they sent this marker to multiple different planets, and one of them was obviously Earth. And that I think it was sent back around 65 million years ago. If I am right, the year should be correct, because that's, I'm guessing, when the dinosaurs went extinct. So according to the game, the markers would destroy the dinosaurs. And the marker was sitting on Earth, and it harbored the intelligence of humans. It basically paved the way for humans to get intelligent life. They were guiding humans into an intelligent life, helping them. They manipulate the human minds, the genome and everything. And they basically made humans what we are now. And I think 2200, around that year, is when they first found the marker. And what the marker does is they act as if they are the solution to a civilization's energy problem, right? Because every civilization's problem is energy or fossil fuels, lack of fossil fuels, right? So this marker will reveal itself conveniently when the civilization needs energy the most, as a device where you can get, or as a source of unlimited energy, So humans and every species automatically think this is perfect, and they'll try to, get source energy from it. And the marker lets the humans make it easier for them to replicate it, because the marker's goal is to replicate itself using the civilization. So people who go near it get manipulated by the marker in their head. They go crazy. They start hallucinating a lot, because the marker basically controls you to do what it wants. And people who survive the marker's effects they get Wibov, correct me if I'm wrong, but they get imprinted the knowledge of how to create another marker, right? That's the whole eye scene in Dead Space 2. You know, people know the eye scene. You'll see it right now. So what the markers eventually try to do is once the civilization reaches that specific point, they'll start turning these life forms into these flood-like creatures called the necromorphs. Yeah. So the necromorphs, so basically the difference between flood from Halo and necromorphs is flood can infect a living being and turn them into a flood, which is a zombie.
Right.
But necromorphs can only be turned into necromorphs when they're dead. It has to be a deceased body that used to have life.
Okay.
Only those can turn into necromorphs. And you can't kill them, like Wibble said, you can't kill them with headshots or shooting their heart or whatever. You can only kill them by dismemberment. You have to. So yeah, it answers Zara's question.
But how do you kill them by dismemberment?
Like,
I think loss of blood. Like basically dismembering as much as you can.
It's more about they're not dead per se. They're
dormant.
You
just can't do anything.
Because they are
Completely
like a flailing piece of
right. Gotcha.
So this was in 2200 that time when they found this marker, and a lot of stuff happened, but we're going to skip that. And then humans, like humans do, they found a way to replicate the marker. I think they destroyed the original marker, and people found out to replicate the marker, and they started doing secret tests. They knew about the whole the hell's that zombie's name again? I forgot what is it called? We're both the necromorphs. Yeah, I forgot the goddamn word. So they knew about the whole necromorph situation, but humans being humans, they were secretly testing on a different planet to see the effects of it and stuff. And so it the whole marker situation was forgotten about for 300 years. And then now in 2500, the energy crisis is back again. And people now are going out to different planets and mining different planets for fuel and resources. And that's when you start at the first Dead Space game. So in Dead Space 1, you reach what's the ship called? It was it's a pretty dope Japanese kind of name. Ishimura. Yeah. Sounds very familiar. Yeah, it should be Ishimura. When you enter that, you will see this scene where you're going towards Ishimura. So basically, you're this team sent to investigate what happened. Okay, to Ishimura.
Yeah, you're basically an engineer who's just sent to. Because of the request signal.
Yeah, you are not a soldier, or you're not a Spartan. You're not like a trained anything. You're just an engineer. That's the craziest part of this. Like it feels more relatable. Like you're just going there to fix shit and find out what happened.
Right. And I think that adds to the whole whole
this is completely out of your depth. You can't run,
exactly.
You can't do
and that adds to the fear, because the avatar that you're using to get through this world is like not made for this. So I guess that adds to it.
And the cool thing about the game is there's no HUD. All the information you need is on the player's body or on the surroundings. It's not in the HUD.
They have this thing called rig, which is basically like this health bar that runs down your spine, and like an oxygen meter besides it.
Damn.
So you get
I feel like
no HUD.
I remember seeing like the form factors in the game, like the design situation in that game is pretty on point. I really like the way that they.
And there's no cutscenes. Each story element is told through like a digital display unit.
It's really immersive. You don't have anything distracting you like a HUD or anything.
It's very immersive.
So it's basically like you remember how God of War got like a lot of praise for its no cut storytelling, where it never takes a pause. Dead Space did it like years and years ago. And it is very immersive, and for its time the graphics look really like out of the box. Like they really stand out even today. Like I mean, honestly, like Dead Space graphics are better than even Dead Space 3 graphics at points. But
what's it about? What's it about this this one, this title.
So this
that's
is
being released?
basically a remaster of the
the
original
first
game,
one?
the first game. Yeah, remake. Sorry, it's a remake
Yeah.
of the original game. So they're doing. It looks beautiful. It looks so good, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna play the game when it comes. I'll buy it, but I won't play it.
Yo,
It
we should
looks
have a let's
so
play.
good.
We should have a
Oh
let's play.
hell no!
And then
Hell
get the
no.
whole the freaking out
Let's
bit
do it.
clip out
Oh,
of
No,
that.
hell no.
if it is anything like Dead Space 2, it will be a bit more accessible to play. Which I
But-
think is where, so my favorite game from the series is Dead Space 2. Because I can't finish Dead Space 1. That's the only
Right,
reason
right.
why.
Let's play it. I want to see Crystalline scream like a little girl.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Exactly.
You know, these games like Outlast and stuff. I've never played it. I've never finished it. I played the first 5
I mean,
minutes.
so for
I
me,
stopped.
it's like I'm not a big fan of horror games, but I feel like if I'm in a setting like that, and if there's one other person that I can play with, and we're playing through this narrative, or even 3 other people, whatever the squad is, right? If we were like in that ship and we were trying to figure out what the heck is going on, try to get through the narrative, through the story together, in the just sharing the fear and like the freaking out together. I really want to be in that setting. But Dead Space the remake doesn't have like a co-op or anything like that, right?
No, I think
No,
they
not that I
really
know of.
hated whatever happened to Dead Space 3. So
okay,
Mm.
okay.
it takes a lot of fear away. Like you said, it's much better
Yeah,
to play with your
exactly.
friends, but it takes a lot of it away. Like you'll have people teabagging on your friends. Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, see, the thing about Dead Space 1 is you are in a ship in
And
space,
like
alone,
literally, yeah.
filled with necromorphs. You like
It's-
It's
dude,
very similar to Prey. I played Prey, and like that
Right,
setting
right.
seemed very
Yeah,
different.
very,
yeah.
very
Very
much.
similar, but dude, necromorphs are like thing of nightmares, bro. Like
Mm.
really
And-
terrifying.
You know how jump scares are considered like a very cheap way of
Mhm.
scaring audience.
Mm.
Here it just really works
Mhm.
because they're like very sort of procedurally generated. Like half the time you see like this dead body lying around, you're like, okay,
it's gonna
I
get
should
up.
probably I
It's
should
gonna get
probably
up.
shoot it before it starts getting up. And then
Yeah.
you are just shooting this dead body and like nothing happens. So you move on. And then just like randomly, okay, there's just a dead body, nothing will happen.
It's a
jumps
You
problem.
don't know when it's gonna come. Sometimes they don't come. Sometimes they do. It's really
Yeah.
annoying.
And you can't predict because you're backtracking through the same hallways where you have
Right.
killed.
Right.
Those-
The game does a really good job of giving you a false sense of hope and false sense of security. Like you just cleaned everybody. You feel like, okay, the biggest scare moment has just happened. So usually the game will give you a moment of relaxation, right?
Right.
Out of nowhere something will happen. Like you can't
It's very well
let your guard
placed.
down. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah. And I love the idea. It's just I cannot play it. It's just, I love it, but I can't play it. That's how you know you have a good game. If I can't play it. So yeah, I mean, so there's nothing much we know about the new remake other than the fact that it's a remake, and they're gonna add a bunch of new, new gen elements. Oh, and it's gonna be just next gen. It's not gonna be for PS4 or anything. It's PS5, Xbox,
Oh, okay.
PC, yeah.
Series, yeah, and then PC, yeah. So
But
that's one key thing.
I mean, they said that they are going to like rebuild the entire thing. They've got like the blueprint and plot from Dead Space, but they're going to do their like own, assets and own.
Yeah, so it's not a remaster; it's a remake. Like,
Yeah.
from-
Yeah.
from
that's
ground
something
up.
that I'm excited about. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
remasters are great, but
Remakes
like,
are better.
yeah. I think the other
It's a
one
ve-
that recently happened was Mafia, right? That was like a proper from
Yeah, I
scratch
think
kind of a thing.
this would be a very similar situation to like Resident Evil 2, even though like the gameplay isn't that dated for Dead Space, but Resident Evil 2 was like a very fresh, take on the old formula of Resident Evil.
Right.
Yeah, and it's good that Dead Space is doing this now. Like for a long time there was nothing about Dead Space. Like it just ended at Dead Space
But
3.
people really had hopes.
Yeah,
I mean, the community is still thriving for Dead Space. They're
Yeah.
just like, okay, we are ready to forget that Dead Space 3 happened. Just give us a new game.
See,
Yeah.
I don't mind the game was. I get why the game is the issue because in Dead Space 3, for context, is See, Dead Space 1, now you know. It's like you're alone in a spaceship in space, deep in space, with necromorph infestation, and trying to get out of there. And you're there to find your girlfriend, who was in that ship before you came. And I won't spoil anything. I want you to experience it when the remake comes out. But in Dead Space 3, it's more like an epic adventure kind of thing set in the Dead Space world. It doesn't feel like a Dead Space sequel.
Yeah.
It feels like another game, an action game in a Dead Space universe with the same lore
You
and
know
stuff.
what? They did achieve that perfection with Dead Space 2 though.
Too, yeah, it was like a balance.
It was like very balanced with the action aspects, multiple, combined with the horror. So, I mean, there were like these scenes where you're just like, shooting through like the space down onto like a planet, but there's not like epic music playing like it's some Halo or
Right.
Yeah,
it's just cold silence with like metal clunking around and stuff like that. It's just so
creepy.
scary.
Creepy shit. But Dead Space 3, one thing that still bugs me now is the cliffhanger. I need to know what happens.
The bigger aspect as to why Dead Space 3 failed was the later inclusion of multiplayer. Like it wasn't
Right.
supposed to be in the story, and you can see that half the cutscenes, the player to character just doesn't exist. It just randomly disappears with no context
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. So remake. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I'm actually I might actually end up playing that.
The one good thing that EA has confirmed about this is there will be no microtransactions.
Yeah.
So Dead Space 3, it came at the pinnacle of EA being EA and adding microtransactions to literally everything. So basically to play that game, to play that game conveniently, you needed to buy like suits of armors and through these microtransactions. So yeah, they've scrapped that. They're going for like a faithful remake. Rest in peace, Visceral Games. You gave us good games, but I guess you had to go.
Yeah. But I guess those were like the main top line things I think that came out of EA Play that we wanted to talk about. Vibov wanted to talk about something Halo. Yeah. That is
I had no preparation for this because the idea before shooting this podcast was we'll do the EA part very well, and I'll just do like a mention of it.
Yeah, and that's fine. We can wrap it up
because
with this,
there's not much on this. We've got like trailers that's really pretty hype. If any of you have not watched those trailers or anything, just go and watch them. It's basically 20 years of fandoms summed up into one.
It'll be playing right now.
Yeah, and so basically the thing is, in a week 343 Industries is releasing a limited beta for people who signed up for Halo Waypoint. So if you guys haven't, just go sign up for Halo Waypoint. You can play it through the devices like Xbox One, PC. They're going to release it for everything. So I mean, they will call they'll select people, but the whole idea is that they're trying to get public feedback on the newer elements that they're introducing, like the academy. Since this is a free-to-play game, they wanted like the newer crowd to sort of experience what it is like to be in Halo, like the whole multiplayer experience. So what they're doing is they have created this whole thing called academy, where you can fight against like these bots, and these bots are like really well programmed. Like they have levels, which is like Marines to Spartans, like there's ODSTs and stuff like that. So Marines are like basically they won't dodge your grenades, they won't dodge your rockets, and then the Spartan level is they'll grapple shot to you and kill you with like an energy
Jesus
sword.
Christ, that is scary. I can't imagine a Spartan AI. That's scary.
Yeah, so I mean it's going to be interesting how they execute that, and this is the aspect that I really like. I think they're really working on incorporating player feedback into the game.
Yeah, and fun fact, this is the first time Halo has bots. Halo didn't really have bots before this.
Which is a good thing, right? I mean, how many times in the multiplayer lobbies, like one of the guys just leaves and you're left on a complete disadvantage.
Right.
So these bots will basically replace the player based on the player skill levels. That's just cool. I'm not sure how they'll execute that, but sure. And yeah, that's it. I mean,
Man, I really wish they picked me for the Halo, the testing. I every time there's a new testing, I sign up for it. I just never get picked. I sign up for all consoles. I just never get picked, and it's so unfair, man. Like they keep
only-
letting me down.
I've
So
only signed up for one beta testing. I think that was Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I got selected, so that was pretty good. But wait,
and that's
was
because
that an open
nobody.
beta?
That's because no. It was open beta.
I was like, wait, was that an open beta?
Dude, it was I played it with you, bro. I thought you did another beta before that.
Oh yeah, you were there. You were there.
yeah, no,
that's
but
right.
this is a closed beta. I think
Yeah.
this week they're starting
Gotcha.
like a proper, get into the multiplayer, test out our new weapons, test
Yeah,
out the
yeah, yeah.
3 new maps that they've put up, like Bazaar, I think is the one, then
Right,
Live
right.
Fire, and I mean these maps look really cool.
Yeah, so Halo, let me in, man. I'll stream it for you. You'll see it in Lobby Zero. We'll promote the game for you. Just let me have this beta, bro. Come on.
We're
Give
not
it a
there yet.
True. I mean, I think Kreslin and I are like huge Halo fans.
Yeah.
Like,
Huge.
I've post my exams, I spent like 6 hours straight just to finish the Halo 3 campaign. And I
Damn.
was
You finished it?
Yeah, I did. I did it in one sitting, and I was so
Oof.
hyped through. Like,
Finished the fight.
yeah, I mean, I waited
The
13 years
music.
to do that.
You waited 13
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have access to it on the console. It's
2007.
only for console, right?
Oh,
It can't PC now, so you can play
That's the weird thing. They released PC versions for Halo 1, 2, and not 3.
Yeah.
It's like the
Not
best
three.
game of the series.
Yeah. Yeah. And the ending, man. The end. Like, how did you find the ending, bro? Just driving off of the Halo.
You know how the explosions and the music sort of coordinates with the way that you're driving and stuff. It feels really bombastic as like, and I did play it like single player, but
Yeah.
it's an experience in itself, like just
Yeah.
hearing that music, and it's a ride from the start, just getting up and like Sierra 117, and then the music starts playing in the background, and for the first time you're like side by side with the Arbiter.
Dude, and the I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to spoil it. The death of a certain somebody towards the
Oh.
end by the hands of somebody.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not providing any entertainment value. you're giving such vague
Okay,
statements.
spoiler warning-
That's the thing.
spoiler warning.
Somebody buy
Halo
somebody.
fans know what it is. That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah. If
Halo
we
fans know
say
what I'm
Halo
talking about.
3,
Okay.
really
enough.
impactful death. everybody
Impactful.
knows.
Oh, hit, man. That shit hit me
Yeah.
when I was a kid, bro. And fun fact, the whole last mission where you drive off, with the explosions and everything. So when I was young, me, my friends, and my brother, I made this thing up because I was so good at the mission, like avoiding all the explosions and going perfectly into the oh shit, what's the ship called? I forgot the ship's name. I'm not good with names. The ship. Okay, so so when you're driving and evading everything, I was so good at it. I made up this thing called the driving test. So I used to draw driver's licenses for my friends. So if they managed to finish the mission, the test is you have to finish the mission without dying, without falling off. If you do it, I draw them a driver's license.
I just love how you said Mishan like you were Jamaican.
I thought nobody noticed. I was sliding it so quick.
You were so hyped you became Jamaican for a second.
Come on, man. I was trying to talk about the game, man. So
No, but like
so, yeah.
that's an interesting point about the replayability of Halo 3. Like the gameplay is really, really fun.
Yeah.
It's insane how many ways you can play it, and then with skulls on,
Mm.
like it just becomes a whole new thing in itself. It's
What was
very
your favorite
fun.
mission?
For me it was, I think Sierra 117 really stuck out to me just from like its presentation. But
Right,
yeah, the
right.
final one where you basically get to, take the Spartan laser and
Right.
yeah, I'm not spoiling it.
Yeah. Okay, for me it was the moment where the flood join you. The two the big floods
Right.
come down while they're gonna kill certain
You
prophet
know
of truth.
the best
You're gonna
part
kill the
that I
prophet of
liked
truth.
about the best part I liked about the flood missions.
What?
Basically, you're leaving with Cortana. You have just rescued her. You're trying to get out, and then there is this guy just randomly using
Oh,
flamethrower on the flood, and then you
yeah.
notice it's Arbiter, and then Cortana
Right,
says,
right,
"Wait, you
right.
guys are friends now?"
Yeah,
I like how
yeah.
this time around, Zara is the one who's just like, what? And I'm also, and what I hate is the fact that I'm common for both Apex and Halo, and I'm just here. I'm like the common point. I'm like the pivot. But yeah, but then I feel like that's where we should wrap it up, because like I don't want this to be another Halo throwback episode.
Yeah.
We've done
Can't help
one
it, man.
already.
You gotta stop us whenever we do this shit.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
but
we are gonna stop unless you stop them.
if
So
if
Yeah.
if any of you guys haven't registered for Halo Infinite yet, go ahead, go on HaloWaypoint.com, register for a beta trial.
we'll do that.
Mm.
And pick me, please.
Yeah,
I want to
I
test
mean,
your game.
we just want to help make your game better. That's exactly why
I will say no bad things unless you want me to. I
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah. So that is a wrap on episode number 8. And I think EA Play, the weird thing about this year or the past year, I feel like, is that I haven't found myself in positions where I'm like, oh, this one game and I'm waiting for this for a long time. It's more like it's like these sporadic releases that come out of nowhere and you're just like, what? Oh, wow. Oh, cool. And then we have like a very small period of
I
time
mean, the
where we're
big
hyped about it.
AAA games have just become disappointing with
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
So
and-
yeah, exactly. I mean, actually, yeah, it's the past year has just been like a weird year, I feel like.
you know what? I
just
really
don't know
want to
how-
take a dig right now, and that's
Yeah.
at Ubisoft,
Why?
because you announced a Tom Clancy game and it wasn't Splinter
Oh,
Cell.
yeah. I
Give
I
him a
don't
break,
even want to
man.
go to that. I was so hyped. But when I
It
saw
was,
this,
it's a neon punk game
yeah, honestly,
given under Tom Clancy, which is like a military.
I'm
American.
starting to lose sight of like what Tom Clancy is. I'm starting to forget. I'm starting to like forget us, but yeah, it is what it is. You got to deal with what you've given. So
Yeah,
what you've,
surprisingly,
you know.
EA is doing really good this year.
Yeah. So let's see. I mean, hopefully they meet expectations and they're able to surpass and exceed.
True.
But yeah, guys, I think that's it for today's episode. We're really excited about what EA has announced for EA Play and what's happening with Halo. And yeah, hopefully the next few months hold some more surprises and really cool stuff coming our way. But until next time, this is Lobby Zero signing off. And
You keep forgetting. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You get 69 years of luck if you do that. And that's a guarantee. That's a Chris guarantee.
Yeah.
Just hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and check out Zara's page. It's in the description below.
Yes.
And subscribe to our page, and you get 96 years of luck. That's a Chris guarantee.
Chris guarantee. Just a Chris guarantee,
Yeah,
not a
no,
Lobby Zero
doesn't
guarantee.
stand for-
But
That's why I said Chris.
yeah, fair
if,
enough.
if you get unlucky, go to Chris.
Yeah, go to Chris. Yeah. So yeah, so all right, guys. So until next time, this is Isaac, Vibhav, Chrislyn, and Zara signing off. Team Lobby Zero. See you next time around. Peace out.
Peace.